Good evening, parents of the class of 2024. We will begin in about 5 minutes. We don't have too many people on yet, so we're going to give it a little bit more time, get more people join in. If you know of anybody, you want to text them and remind them that we have this wonderful opportunity to speak with you guys and let you know what's going on. Please share it with them. And again, we'll start around 6:05.
All right, good evening, parents of class of 2024. Welcome to our January parent meeting. Vice, can everybody hear me? Can you hear me?
You're good to go.
Cool. All right, so on this first page, as always, again, if you have not downloaded the Infinite Campus app, please download the Infinite Campus app. It is imperative that you, as well as your child, knows about their grades and everything else, and that is the best way to find out the information. You can find out if they're tardy, if they're absent, and everything else. So please, 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 if you have not downloaded Infinite Campus, please download the Infinite Campus app. Also, if you're on Instagram, you can definitely follow the Instagram Tri-Cities Class of 2024 page, as well as the Tri-Cities High School page on Twitter. Both of those pages get a lot of information about what's going on at the school. The Instagram page gives a lot about senior activities and what is coming up for that next week. You can go to the next slide.
Lady.
I told them, but the guy about us getting food for their birthday.
Edwards, you on Edwards. All right, so this is our link tree. A lot of
You call me Mr. Porter.
Oh no, you had unmuted.
Oh, I was unmuted.
Yes,
Oh.
ma'am. A lot of people ask about where everything is located. How can I pay for this, or where can I go? Ms. Hollins, in her infinite wisdom, she created a link tree for the class of 2024. So everything that you need is on this QR code and on this link tree. There is a way to pay senior dues. There's a link to go to pay cap and gown. There's a link to pay everything. So if you don't have this link tree saved someplace, please scan the QR code. Please grab the link and put it in your web page and hold on to it, because we do update it periodically. And this will allow you to do everything that you need to do as far as for the class of 2024. Next. So this is our agenda for the day. It's routine that what we've done before in the past. We'll talk about some graduation requirements, what's coming down the pipeline, and things that you all should look out for. And do next. So again, this is our senior team. On behalf of our wonderful principal, Dr. Ethel Lett, we do appreciate you joining our call today, and we do appreciate you having your child attend Tri-Cities High School. Again, I'm Mr. Porter. I'm your wonderful assistant principal, the best person in the world. No, I'm playing. As well as we have Dr. Rucker, our dean of students, and we have our senior sponsor and senior coordinator, Ms. Hollins and Ms. Ashley Beist, our two Ashleys. Three of the most important people in your child's life at this point in time are our counselors. We have our head counselor, Ms. Edwards. We have Ms. Worrell, as well as we have Ms. Green, our HRSA counselor and senior support. These three ladies are currently probably three of the most important people for your child for this second semester. They will let them know whether they are on track. They will let them know what classes they need to take. They will make sure that they are ready for graduation academically. If your child has not touched base with these three ladies, please, please, please make sure that they are going to talk to their counselor, especially if they have failed a class last semester, or if they have failed a class in the past and they need to make it up. Make sure that they're making appointments with their counselors and touching base. Also, staying connected. Second semester is a very, very big semester. We have a lot of things going on because we were leading up to graduation. If you and or your child want to stay connected, please, please, please make sure you all sign up for the Remind app. That way we send out a lot of information as far as for what's going on during the week, what is happening after school, any senior events, when something is due, or anything along those lines. So please, if you have not signed up for the Remind app, sign up for the Remind app. You can go next. So graduation requirements, and Ms. Edwards can jump in if she needs to in a minute. So there are 23 credits required for graduation, but there are 23 specific credits, meaning 4 math, 4 English, 3 social studies, 4 science, PE, health. We have some students who have a lot more credits than 23, but they do not have the required credits needed for graduation. So again, make sure that your child is looking at their transcript. Make sure they're touching base with Ms. Edwards, Ms. Worrell, and Ms. Green about their transcript, and making sure that they have everything that they need in order to make the class up. Ms. Edwards, is there anything that you want to add?
No, sir.
Cool.
Other than tell them, make sure they're telling their children to check their emails because many of them have missed their advisement sessions with us, so we can go over the deficits in the credits that they have. So please have them check their email regularly.
All of the emails about scholarship, about surveys, about college visits and everything else is going to your child's email address, school email address. So please, please, please make sure that they are checking that as often as possible, because a lot of information will be sent there. One of those things is this post-secondary plan survey. Several students still have not completed it. So if they have not completed it, make sure that they go online and complete it, and their counselor will be able to touch base with them to let them know whether they have or not. So we have an HBCU college fair coming up. It is a great experience. It's going to be at Tri-Cities High School on February 24th from 11 to 1 p.m. There will be several HBCUs there. Some of them will be admitting on site. Some of them will be able to offer scholarships. So if you, your child, anyone else that you know that is trying to go to college next year, please invite them and tell them about the HBCU College Fair at Tri-Cities High School on February 24th from 11 to 1 p.m. You can do next. Also, along with the HBCU College Fair, we have our post-secondary goals. Our post-secondary goals, our post-secondary path includes making sure you apply for the SAT and ACT. These are tests that are required for college admission. So please, please, please make sure that you all that they've applied for these schools, and make sure that they applied for these tests, and make sure that they are scheduled to take them. On the next slide, you'll be able to see the next test dates. There are not that many left, so make sure they sign up. Like we have a test on March 9th for SAT, and May 4th. That May 4th is cutting it very, very close. For the ACT, we have February 10th as well as April 13th. These tests are needed, and even if your child is not sure whether they want to go to college, give them the opportunity, give them the chance, let them sit for the test, so that if you all change your mind, they have the opportunity. And remember, as they prepare for these tests, make sure that they're studying and everything else, because again, the higher the test scores, the more college acceptances, as well as the more scholarship dollars. Also on the school website, we have a counseling website that has a ton of information about applying for colleges, applying for FAFSA, and everything else. They have links to the Common application. They have links to the Common Black College application, Georgia Futures, as well as several other links that will provide a plethora of different resources as you all plan for post-secondary life. Attendance. So this is second semester. Everyone plans on walking across the stage on May 17th. However, they can't walk across the stage if they don't come to school and sit for the teacher, learn the lesson, and get the grades. So attendance definitely matters. Please, 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 please encourage all of your seniors, all of your students to come to school and go to every class on time. I've written a lot of passes for seniors during tardy lockout. I need them to get to class on time and be present as often as possible. They only have a few short months before graduation, and they have to be on point, and they don't have time to wait. Next slide. Several students are still driving to school and parking off campus and everywhere else. We still do get complaints from the neighborhood. So, as well as we had some break-ins in the neighborhood. So if your child drives to school, please, please, please purchase them a parking pass. You can scan the QR code here, and we also will have, it is also located in the link tree. Senior fees were due back December 8th. They are still $350. They are not a la carte. Mainly, most of the fees goes to paying towards a graduation venue. If you or your child are going to participate in any of these things that are listed on this page, you have to pay the $350. There, you can't just pick and choose. You can't just say, I'm going to get a yearbook, but not a t-shirt. Can you bring my fee down? It is $350 in order to graduate and do any of these things. If they plan on crossing the stage, they have to pay the $350. Again, they were due December 8th. Please, please, please pay your senior dues as soon as possible. This money allows us to secure the venue, as well as secure things for the senior breakfast, the senior picnic, the t-shirt, and everything else. If everyone waits to pay at the last minute, we won't have the funds to secure any of these things, which will derail much of the senior activities. So if you have paid, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate you. If you have not paid, please, 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 as soon as possible, pay your senior dues. Cap and gown. Cap and gown was also due December 8th. At that time, it was $92. But as you can see, the price increases as it gets closer and closer to graduation. So please use the link tree, go to the Cap and Gown website, and pay it as soon as possible. Because again, it will continue to increase until the closer we get to graduation. This is a requirement for graduation. Even if you had a child graduate from Tri-Cities last year, or you have your cousin's cap and gown, you cannot use those. Each child must purchase their own cap and gown, which will be delivered to the school, and they will get on their clearance day. If you order anything else from Herff Jones, that stuff will come to the house, but all cap and gowns will come to the school, and they will be issued out on clearance day. Herff Jones will be at the school one more time on February 2nd during lunch in order for anyone to pay in cap and gown. They can use cards and everything else there. They may be able to do cash. Vice, tell me if I'm wrong.
Yes, they will take cash that day. And also, if you have any questions or want to confirm that you have paid your cap and gown, or you need to see how much you owe, that is the best time. Otherwise, you have to call the company. And quick correction, cap and gowns will be passed out at the senior breakfast this year, because we're going to take senior class photos immediately after in cap and gowns. So they'll be passed out at the breakfast along with the yearbook.
Next. All right, so important dates for seniors. Again, we have Senior Week coming up the 5th through the 9th, which you'll get a little bit more information about later on. We have our senior night game, which is February 9th, which is our last home game from our seniors, where we celebrate all of our seniors on the team. Please come out and celebrate with us. We also have AP Exam Week, which is May 6th through the 10th and May 13th through the 17th. That same week, we have Senior Clearance Week, which is May 6th through the 10th. That includes clearance, the vision ceremony, the breakfast, the picnic. About Clearance Week, as I stated earlier, as far as for making sure you're on track and everything else, by Clearance Week, I want Clearance Week to go very smoothly for all seniors. By that time, everyone should be on track. Everyone should know that, hey, I know I'm going to graduate on the 17th. We don't want anyone still trying to do extra credit the last minute or make up any classes. So please encourage your children to stay on point so that during Clearance Week, it is a smooth transition. Again, we have our vision ceremony on May 7th, as well as our graduation on May 17th. My fault. So our senior week on that February 5th through the 9th, these are our activities. There will be a senior takeover where some students will dress like staff members and shadow them. That Tuesday will be barbecues, dads versus soccer moms. Of course, Wednesday is our college and career day. If your child has been accepted to a college, it would be great that they wore that college paraphernalia on that day. They have Senior Citizens Day where they'll make fun of me because I'm old, as well as we'll have the Senior Spirit Day Blackout, which is February 9th, which is our senior night. So please encourage everyone to participate. Two special things for the senior takeover. Again, on that 5th, as they dress like the faculty members, some of them will also get to shadow some of the faculty members and participate in some of the faculty activities. Those permission slips will be able to be picked up from Ms. Hollins and turned in by February 1st. You can do next. We will also have a senior night pregame that Friday. So basically from 3:30 to the beginning of the girls' game, they'll be in the commons, there'll be food, games, and fun. If your child is interested in doing coming to the pregame, they must have their ticket purchased prior to the game, and that will be how they'll be able to enter the pregame festivities. Senior quotes. So senior quotes were due, and we sort of redid them as again. So the reason we redid them is because we had several inappropriate senior quotes, stuff that would not be able to go into the yearbook. So we reopened the link. Please encourage your children to fill out the senior quotes with appropriate quotes. If it is inappropriate, we unfortunately will delete it and they will not have a senior quote in the yearbook. So please encourage them to fill out the form and make it an appropriate quote. Bryce, did you want to do prom?
Sure. So prom this year is April 26th at 7 p.m. at the Foundry at Puritan Mill. We're very excited about this year's theme, which is Mardi Gras / Masquerade. The price is $150. Payments are due March 29th. However, we need to start paying for vendors and all the things. So we do need you guys to start paying for them now. If a student is bringing a guest, they must be between the ages of 16 and 20. Nobody the age of 21 or older is allowed to attend prom. Miss Lewis on the 700 hallway has guest permission slips. These must be completed before a student can purchase a guest ticket. If they attend any school whatsoever, they will need to get it. Your student will need to get it completed about them, and then their guests will have to get it completed about them from their school, and they'll have to get an administrator's signature. I then have to call each school and verify that the signatures are legit, their approval. And if they do not attend a public education school or private education or anything like that, they're out of school, they're either in college or in the workforce, then they will attach their driver's license to their guest permission slip. This is just to ensure all student safety and make sure that nobody's going to come and ruin prom night for the students. The Foundry at Puritan Mill has plenty of parking. However, as always, we highly recommend that our students are dropped off with prom. Many accidents happen with prom, just excitement and other activities. It's just safer if kids are dropped off and picked up for prom. So even though there is parking, we highly recommend that they get a ride to and from prom just for safety. There will be a music, decoration. We're excited about the menu, but make sure you go ahead and purchase your prom ticket now and secure it, just so we have the funds to go ahead and book our vendors. If you did the Double Goods popcorn fundraiser, remember whatever you raised, you get half of, the company itself gets half. So that's the thing, they get 50%, we get 50%. So whatever difference there is, you'll just pay that difference, and let us know if you have any questions with purchasing that.
Quick point of clarity, because someone asked before, prom and senior fees are completely separate. If you pay your senior fees, that is not the same thing as buying a ticket for prom. Senior fees are a requirement for graduation. Prom is happiness. But just because you pay your senior fees is not a prom.
Graduation and visions attire. Those who identify as a female will wear black dress. They could also do a black dress pants or skirt with a black blouse. Black dress shoes, no heels. It's a far walk, but also they're walking up and down bleachers at graduation. We are at the they're at the Gateway Center at the Georgia International Convention Center, and they're walking up and down stairs. They're getting up across stage. It's just better if our kids are not wearing heels at graduation. We don't want them tripping and falling in front of everybody. And a lot of times our girls try to wear heels for the first time at graduation, and some have fallen. So we just prefer they don't wear heels that day. It's also a morning graduation this year. So it's a little bit more like they can get dressed up and go out later. For cords, this goes for males and females. Honor societies only are allowed. If you look at the list, you'll see what societies provide cords and stoles. You may not purchase your own and wear those. This is district policy, and we also have a lot of board members and superintendents that attend our graduation, so we can't allow anything other than the Honor Society cords listed here. And we do know if somebody purchased them. So please encourage your kid not to go to Amazon and just order cords, because they're not going to be allowed to wear them. We're going to ask them to take it off, or they can't participate. It's just district policy. And then please make sure when you guys are thinking about hairstyles for graduation, a lot of students get their hair done specifically for graduation. Make sure you keep in mind that they need to wear a cap. So no high top buns or anything like that, because their cap's not going to fit. So we want to make sure that their cap doesn't fall off in the middle of graduation and then walking across stage. For guys, same thing. Just make sure whatever hairstyle you choose, your cap will fit. If you identify as male, you will wear dress black slacks, long or short sleeve white dress shirt, and black dress shoes with black socks. Gentlemen, you will receive a red tie or bow tie of your choice. We asked students to vote on which one they want to wear today. So if they haven't done that yet, please encourage them to do it. Ladies, you will receive a pearl necklace set that you will wear. Yearbook senior ads. These are the ads that go in the back of the yearbook. If you want to purchase these to shout out a student at Tri-Cities High School that's a senior, go to yearbookforever.com. You do have to create your own page. The prices are listed there, but these are what goes in the back of the book. Any senior can have as many as their family wants to purchase. Sometimes the kid has had 2 or 3. It just depends on what they're doing. A lot of people don't purchase them, but it's an option to put in the back of the yearbook to really, truly shine senior at Tri-Cities High School. Senior slideshow. We play a senior slideshow at the senior breakfast every year. Please encourage your child to submit a picture. It's only 9th through 12th grade. We're not doing baby pictures. That goes in the yearbook. But anything at Tri-Cities High School from 9th through 12th grade, maybe it's them taking a picture of their outfit in the hallway. Maybe it's some of their friends at a basketball game, performing in the band, whatever it is, we want to highlight our seniors. And sometimes students get left out because they decided not to submit anything and therefore there was no picture. And we never want that to happen. So please make sure that your child submits a photo. It's in the link tree. They can submit, I think, up to 5 in the platform. And the last day to submit these is March 29th. So we have time to put it together before the breakfast. Checking what you owe. There are multiple things needed in order for a student to be cleared for graduation. Number one thing, of course, is academics, that they have all of the credits that Mr. Porter went over at the beginning. The other is senior dues, that they paid the $350 to attend graduation. But the other things are a part of clearance and have to be taken care of prior to graduation. So if a student got a textbook freshman year and lost it, most likely it's still on their account and they're responsible for it no matter what. So if they go into ClassLink and then go to eLibrary and then Destiny, they'll click on My Info tab and they'll see any fees from textbooks, devices, library books, anything like that. It is all listed there. The kind of top things that students don't get cleared in time for are magnet fees as well as sports and club fees. Some students just haven't paid them yet, and so they're trying to figure out paying for them the day of. So make sure if you are a magnet to reach out to your magnet teacher, make sure you're cleared and you've paid those dues. If you played sports or been in a club, you've paid those fees. And then also that you've looked in Destiny and make sure that you don't owe for a textbook or device, because even if you've lost them, you still have to cover the cost of that. So that's all the stuff that's going to be checked for when we go through clearance day. And again, just remind your child to select whether they want a tie or bow tie. Tomorrow after school, in Miss Holland's room, I believe it's 727. It's the last door on the right. Students are doing auditions for speeches. So if your child wants to speak, make sure that they attend the audition tomorrow. These are the options. Everything's about 3 minutes long, no longer than that. We're also doing auditions for class song to be performed at graduation, but we want a lot of people to come out so we can pick the best speech for each occasion. And again, those are tomorrow immediately after school. And Mr. Porter?
So thank you for attending this parent meeting. Again, we'll have another one next month and hopefully have a little bit more updates as far as for tickets. But this PowerPoint will also be posted on the school on the school senior page. So if you need to refer back to it, you can always go there, and you can also reach out to me if you have any questions. So at this time, I'll give everyone about 3 minutes. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat or the question to answer, and we will respond. And if you don't have any, well.
There's a question in the chat about what is the maximum number of tickets that can be purchased for graduation. Tickets are not purchased for graduation. All students are given the amount of tickets. So we take the amount of seats available divided by the amount of students graduating, and that's how many tickets each student receives. There are no additional tickets that can be bought because we'll be at capacity at that point. So it is what it is. You are welcome to reach out to another senior who might not need all their tickets and get it from them, but no tickets can be purchased, and we'll let you know in March or April how many tickets each student will receive. It is going to be live streamed. It's been live streamed the past few years, so if you have family who doesn't get a ticket but they want to watch their graduation, they will be able to do that through our website. Guest tickets for prom are the same amount as a student, so they are also $150.
Last day of schools for seniors will be, give me me 30 seconds. It should be May 3rd for the actual last day. That following week will be senior week where they have clearance and everything else. But that is their last day if they are basically cleared to graduate. If they still have classes that they need to make up, they will still need to come to school every day in order to make up those classes. All of the slides and everything will be again located on the Tri-Cities website underneath the senior platform. As far as for tickets for toddlers for graduation, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bice, under 3 is free, or if they can sit in your lap.
It's under 2, and they have to sit on a lap, but it's under 2.
So I believe we answered all of the questions at this point in time, and we don't want to keep you all. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Again, my email is portere@Fulton Schools, and feel free to reach out anytime. Again, thank you for coming out to our parent meeting this evening or logging on, and you all have a great evening. Stay safe in this weather.